Alright guys, so as you can see, since the hair transplant, things have been going really well. Like I've actually managed to grow the hair out quite a lot from the back. The front has actually slowed down quite considerably, but to be honest, I'm super happy with that growth as well. But the back progress is absolutely fantastic. Like I've actually dyed it blonde just to highlight the new hair and all the hair that like obviously wasn't mine before, and obviously still isn't mine. Alright guys, welcome to the 6-month hair transplant update. Today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down how I feel about it. Am I happy with the progress? Would I recommend that you go get a hair transplant? Is it something you've always been thinking about? Because I know getting a hair transplant is quite a nerve-wracking thing to think about, especially because there's a lot of expense attached to it. It is classed as a surgery as well, which is also quite scary to some people because they literally take the hair out the back of your head, like they literally grab each individual hair and implant it into the parts of your head that you want to grow new hair from. With all those things taken into account, it can be a very, very hard decision to make. It took me about 6 months after like analyzing my hair, asking myself questions like, am I happy with it? Has it receded far enough for me to actually get a surgery? But the overall thing that I think anyone should really think about is, are they happy? Like in the beginning, I did think the hair was going to grow a little bit faster because I'd seen so many videos on Instagram, because obviously before you get a hair transplant, you do a lot of research, you go on TikTok, Instagram, and look at all of everyone else's progress since they got one. And I was seeing these videos of people literally only 3 months after the surgery, and they had so much hair growth. And that was kind of the misconstrued, like wrong perception of what it would be for me, because everybody is different. Everyone is going to have a different experience. Hair is going to grow faster and slower for various people. I think the Instagram that I saw was like a bad company, and they were just like lying to people to convince people to get hair transplants, which is what you need to avoid, which is another reason I really want to make this video as well, because I want to give a realistic breakdown of exactly 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 months, and 5 and 6 months, which I'm at right now, how the process has been for me, and if I think you should do it as well if you believe you need to. But before we get into that, if you could do me a favor and like the video, drop a comment down below and subscribe, and you'll be entered into the subscriber giveaway, where I'll be picking one person every video to win a free piece of hard body equipment. So let's start off at the beginning. If you want to get a hair transplant, where do you go? Do you do it in your own country? Do you fly to Turkey? Do you get it done there? I will say there is a lot of good places to go to. The place I went to is called KSL Clinic in Maidstone. It's literally only an hour and 20-minute drive away from where I am in the south of the UK, located in Brighton right now. This is very, very close to my house, so if I want to come back for like PRP, I'm a little bit nervous, of course. I've actually never had a surgery before. I had a long list of different options, but I'm very, very like over the moon happy with the fact that I did go to KSL. They have been nothing but caring after the surgery. I always receive messages now and again, how's the hair growing? If I want to go back for a checkup, they will see me. First off, there was a virtual consultation where you have a meeting with one of the members of staff and everything, someone that's going to really, really hear you out, speak to you about what you want, your preferences, where you're actually receding. You can like show them exactly where the issue is. So after the consultation was over, I was feeling so much more motivated. One of the things I would recommend to do is, if you're on the fence about it, just call up a clinic or wherever you want to go to and just have a conversation. Just because you had a consultation doesn't mean you have to pay, and doesn't mean you're actually going to have a hair transplant. Consultations are always free. Because I was so on the fence and I've been thinking about it for 6 entire months, I was always saying to Geordie, like, should I get it? Should I get it? Is it the right time? Has my hair receded enough? And actually, when Geordie said to me, you know what, your hair is actually receding, because for a long time she was like, oh no, it's fine, your hair looks great. And I was like, Geordie, literally look at this picture from a year ago, like my hair is actually receding. And eventually she was like, you know what, it's probably time.
I just told you that it looked a little bit thinner than it did before.
I don't even can see that, but it goes quite high up, like all of this here. You can actually see how thin the hair is right there. Now, if you do decide to get a hair transplant, one thing you might want to experiment with is different hairstyles. What I decided to do for an entire 6 months was actually grow my hair out, but recently, literally 2 days ago, I decided to cut it all off. Right, so it's time. I'm kind of just done with feeling like a scruff bag, to be honest. Like that line there is now really growing in. All of that, that's all brand new. So like my hairline has completely been like fixed. One of the main reasons for like growing out my hair initially was because I was like, in combination with having long hair and the hair transplant growing in, I was like, it's gonna be a completely new look. I miss feeling fresh more than finding out what this new look could potentially look like. Real quick, back to the present day. Obviously, like seeing the previous clip and my hair really long, do you think it was a good decision? I even like walking to the barbers, I was like, should I do this? Am I gonna regret this? As of right now, I can say I definitely don't, because I literally feel like I've lost 3 years. We're about to leave to get all of this. I can't believe how long it is on the back. Look at that shit. Fucking jeez. Because we go to Thailand in 4 days time, dealing with my hair when like traveling in the sun, it's gonna be quite hot. You can experiment with so many different looks, and I feel like you should, to find your identity, the appearance that you favor. It's the same thing with like utilizing different hair products, like what hair product fits your hair and styles your hair the way you want it to be styled, which is going to lead us on to the sponsor of this video. Yeah. Blue Man. Oh yeah. Right guys, so right now I'm gonna style my hair. As you can see, my hair is now cut, and I'm gonna show you the 4 products that I use and have been using pretty much every single day for the past 4 years from the Blue Man range. We have the shampoo and conditioner from Blue Man. In it, there's vitamin E balls that actually burst as you massage it into your hair, and that actually results in it being stronger, looking smoother, and just having overall healthier hair. I couldn't style my hair properly without this. It's the Ascend Volume Cream. It's also a heat protectant. If you put heat on your hair ever, this is fantastic for, again, prolonging the life of your hair. Then we got this, which is the Monarch Matte Paste. This is the king of all the paste from Blue Man, I believe. And when I put it in my hair and style my hair the way I want it, it will literally hold that way the entire day. So right now I'm gonna show you the process of me using all of these and how I integrate them into my hair routine every day. Alright guys, and there we have it. The hair is now styled. I'm ready for the entire day. Couldn't be happier about the fact that I actually got a haircut. Looking at myself in the mirror right now, I genuinely feel like I look a little bit younger. Let us know what you think about the style, and honestly with the hair transplant as well, with the fact that it's growing in the corners massively, and this whole line is brand new hair. Like none of that hair would be there if I didn't get the hair transplant. So I feel like overall with the transplant and the new cut, I feel like my hair has never looked better, and I couldn't be happier about it. If you do want to pick up anything from the Blue Man range, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. Code HARDBODY will save you at checkout. It will massively support me as well, and you'll get the chance to have some products from a really cool brand from a company that actually care about the quality of the hair of the people that use it. So now back to the video. Let's freaking do this. Let's do it. That feels good. So I had the consultation, I was feeling fantastic, and then I went to KSL and it was the day of the hair transplant. When I went there, they were super welcoming. They were like, hey, what's up, Brandon? Because they get to know their clients. I feel like any good hair transplant clinic will know exactly who's coming in. The gown that I put on, because obviously you have to be like sanitary and everything, you have to wear like protection over your clothes because you are essentially having a surgery. It was a little bit too small. They then gave me a bit of a haircut. I do think that hair transplant places should probably hire a proper barber, but inevitably I was given probably the highest fade I have ever had in my entire life, because they have to take hairs from the entire back of your head. In total, there was 1,200 extractions. So they took out 1,200 little pieces of hair. That was the root itself. And obviously in every root, there is multiple follicles where it's 1, 2, 3, I think maybe even 4. I think 3 is the max though. The day of the surgery went so much easier than I could have imagined, particularly for the reason that I didn't feel anything. When they numb the back of your head and they numb the front of your head for extraction and then implanting, I could not believe how painless the whole thing was. I was watching Netflix, I was having conversations with Geordie, having conversations with the staff. Kind of feel like a crunch, like like the skin.
Yeah, or like walking in the snow.
It's just weird. And overall, I think we were finished before like 3 or 4 p.m. They were actually so kind and went and got me some lunch. I basically just said I wanted it really clean, so they got me some chicken salad baguettes. Like I couldn't believe it didn't even take a whole day. So before I knew it, I was leaving. My head was completely like padded because obviously they do extract hair, so there's a little bit of blood and stuff, but they make sure it's completely sanitized, and they give you a massive kit of your process that you need to follow step by step 14 days after the process. You can't train, you can't go to the gym for 14 days because you can't increase blood pressure. It potentially might screw with the bonding process of the hair, like actually bonding to the new place it's been put, and as well sweating and everything. You don't want to sweat on your forehead, and sweat's going to massively affect the process too. So they do recommend no fitness, only like light walking for 14 days after the surgery. And as long as you follow the step-by-step 14-day thing, you will have an incredible recovery process, or as they say. Because one thing that was hard for me that I didn't necessarily realize would be a hard thing until it happened was when I wasn't training for 14 days, coming out of that routine that I'd literally been in. Like I hadn't taken 14 days off the gym in like 8 years of bodybuilding, maybe even 9 years. So the part that was hard for me, it wasn't the swollen face, because my face was massively, one day it was really bad and it was like, I felt like a panda. I'll put some pictures on the screen right now, and I didn't even want to look at Geordie. It was like I'd never seen myself that way, and it's because of the fact that your body literally sends everything it possibly can to heal that area to the head, as well as the fact that you're having like liquid from the numbing injections put all over your head. All that's in the top of your head has to run down your face, go into your body and be processed, and eventually it will be metabolized and it will be gone. But the hardest part for me was the mental health aspect of getting back into routine and not really seeing what I expected to see so soon, because obviously you have to wait for the hair to grow. I did everything I should have done for 14 days. My first day back in the gym was incredible. My first bath, because you are allowed to have a bath and like put water on your hair at day 5, and that was probably one of the most satisfying feelings. Tip that over my head. And I did that I think 3 times, and I did it every other day all the way up until day 14, because I couldn't do anything or really like lift anything over my head for 5 days. Showering, cleaning my body was not something I could do easily. Now, month 1. So what you should expect to see at month 1, you will literally see no hair growth. In fact, you'll see hair falling out, which is something they do warn you about, but the hairs that they put in your hair are gonna spike out. And of course, because they're not just putting the root, they're putting like a little bit of hair, but all those little spikes of hair that are sticking out of your scalp will inevitably fall out, because then when it's fallen out, the root that's in your hair now can create a new hair, and then that is what will start to grow through. But at month 1, just expect all the scabs that are left on your head to eventually come off in the shower. You are expected to lose about 5% of the hair follicles anyway, because not all of them are gonna gel, not all of them are gonna stay in place, some are gonna fall out, but that's totally natural. If you lose some hair, it doesn't matter. Now you're in month 2, all the scabs are gone, all the hair that was put in your head has fallen out, and you are left with a completely still bald head, which is when I started to question when the hair would start to grow. At 3 months, one thing I was recommended to do, which you can actually do at the clinic, which is why I recommend getting it done in a country that you can go to again. If you get it done in, let's just say, Turkey, make sure you find a place in the UK or wherever you live in the world to be able to get something called PRP treatment. And some people think PRP doesn't work. You can make your own assumptions and you can become educated on this as much as you want, but inevitably you will only really see if it works if you do it yourself. PRP essentially stands for platelet-rich plasma. And what that is when they take your blood, it's not too much, it's not like giving blood when you donate a ton of blood. They take just a little bit, they'll spin it in this machine, and essentially what will happen is the plasma will be pulled from the blood, so it will literally look separated. There'll be like a gel, cloudy yellow part, and then there'll be the deep red part, which is obviously what's left of the coloring of your blood. What they use is the gel part, the yellow sort of misty part, that's the plasma. They'll put it into a syringe and they'll inject little bits of plasma all over the top of your scalp. Could massively help, and that's what I did 2 months to 3 months after I got the PRP treatment. That is when I started to see my hair finally grow. It literally took 3 months to see anything, and when it did, it was like a breath of fresh air, and I was so happy about it. Month 4, you'll obviously see even more hair start to grow, because more hairs will start to sprout through, because obviously you're going to see the beginning of the growth in month 3, but not all of the hairs are going to grow at the same pace. Some hairs are going to grow faster than others, and that's completely okay. I probably even have hairs now 6 months in that still haven't grown out completely, and that's completely okay, because obviously you can't expect your hair to look like it's finished, as in like actually grown into the hair that you currently have, or be in a position where you're super happy with the fact that, let's just say you were bald and got a complete hair transplant. At the 1 year period is probably when no one will even notice that you even had one, because it will look so natural. So I think if you're going to get it done, expect to see a lot of progress at month 6, but most of the progress, if not all of the progress, at 1 year into your hair transplant recovery journey. At month 5, you'll see a lot more growth. It will grow in even more, and the fact that you got surgery will look a lot less apparent. And then where we are right now, month 6, and I could not be happier. Honestly, like after I got the haircut the other day, now I'm like washing my hair and I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm so confident in the way, or not completely confident. I'm not like, bro, you're a model. I definitely am really happy that I made the decision to get a hair transplant 6 months ago. It feels good to say this right now, because obviously this wasn't a position that I thought I would be in, especially if I chose not to get it. I'd still be sat here questioning every single day, Geordie, is my hair receding? I'm walking around the street thinking like, does anyone notice that my hair's receding? If you genuinely think it will make you happier, and when you see yourself, when you look in the mirror, if you start to not see the person that you think of when you close your eyes, and you imagine yourself having hair that you don't have, getting a hair transplant could be the best thing that you ever did. Obviously you can pay for a hair transplant, but one thing that you may have been misadvertised in this video is these absolutely ginormous arms. So to end the video, I'm gonna give a few tips and tricks of what I have personally done over the past 6 months to help thicken up my hair. And honestly, like even to slow down the hair loss process. You may have heard of using like minoxidil and finasteride and all these different things that you can do to obviously like thicken up your hair or stop the hair from being lost. But a product that I actually invested in way before I got the transplant was actually this right here. It's a topical finasteride and minoxidil blend. Essentially what I do every single morning and every single night, I'll one full droplet, you just kind of squeeze it like this and you get this like solution, 1 ml in here right now, and every single night I'll put 1 ml of this on like the front sort of line of my hair. This is by a company called Hims. So if you're based in the UK, there are so many companies out there. Like this isn't a sponsored ad, by the way. This is just a company that I stand behind because I did a lot of research into different brands all across the UK. Finasteride and minoxidil, it won't help you grow new hair. It will only slow down or almost halt the hair loss process that you're going through, but it won't grow new stuff. Ingesting finasteride orally, like through a tablet, it will give you some side effects. It is unavoidable because obviously you are changing the hormone balance, whether you feel that in a really minimal way, or some people notice it so drastically, it literally makes them chronically depressed. And I wasn't really a fan of the idea of getting depressed through wanting to just fix my hair, but I decided to do a bit more research, and there was this really nice topical blend. It's obviously probably not as strong as, you know, literally taking finasteride and minoxidil. It will seep in, and then obviously through getting a hair transplant, I think using something like this is really, really good, because even the new hair that's growing in, obviously you're getting your PRP, which is massively helping heal the hair, and that's going to help the growth massively. But this every single day is also something else you can do that might speed up the process. And that is all I have for you. That is the end of the 6-month update. I'll do another one in a year. I'm sure in a year that I'll be even happier, and the hair will have fully grown in, and it will probably hopefully be the length of my current hair right now, because obviously there's a little bit of a difference still. Overall, I'm very, very impressed, and I do not regret my decision to get one. What do you think of my hair? Like, since it's grown in?
It looks really good. I think your receding hairline is gone. It looks great. It looks full. It looks fluffy.
Are you gonna get one? Yeah.
Don't even try.
So yeah, guys, that's it for the video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Geordie's happy. I'm happy. Obviously, if Geordie wasn't happy, doesn't matter. You got to do it for yourself, essentially. Like, even if you don't have a significant other or anyone you're trying to impress, the main thing is that you're happy with yourself. And if getting a hair transplant is going to make you generally happier, then I recommend you should probably get one. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you think this video could benefit a friend, or if there's someone that you know that's contemplating getting a hair transplant and they're too scared to, or they don't know enough about the process just yet, send them this video. I'm sure and I hope it will point them in the right direction and help them or you decide to go through the process yourself. Drop a comment down below, turn on post notifications, and subscribe if you're new, because it really helps the channel grow. And I will see you in the next video or at the 1 year update. Peace.